Hello, this is Dr. Jattu, board-certified OBGYN and physician satisfaction specialist at essenceofstrength.com, where I help early career physicians design lives they genuinely like inside and outside of work by being as intentional about their sense of satisfaction and well-being as they have been about their success. This is my second in a series of videos for International Coaching Week, where I am describing a system that I designed to help provide some structure for my coaching clients as they are learning to utilize the tools that they pick up over the course of coaching. And that system is called the 5 Essential Strengths for Success with Satisfaction. And it is something that is based on what I have learned in my life in the past 20 years since I graduated from medical school about what really matters when it comes to identifying, implementing, and maintaining the habits and strategies that sustain personal and professional success and satisfaction as a healthcare practitioner. In specifically, those 5 essential strengths are: see reality, seek clarity, seize priorities, strategize possibilities, and sustain personal policies for self-care. If you missed my first video on seeing reality, by all means, go check it out. Come back and meet us here. Today, I am going to move on to the number 2 essential strength, which is seeking clarity. What seeking clarity has in common with seeing reality is they are both incumbent on you being truthful with yourself. In particular, seeking clarity is about being honest with yourself about what you want from your life and in your life. It's also really helpful if you know yourself pretty well. What can sometimes be an issue with folks who are very highly educated is you can end up being in your 30s and not really having a good sense of self just because you've been in school for such a long time that you've never really had to be, unless you were super intentional about it, you maybe didn't take time to learn about yourself because you have spent years being part of a life that's been designed for you by other people based on the schedule that you need to follow to achieve all of your goals. For instance, if you are the typical physician, you're about 30 years old by the time you finish training. That means you've probably spent the previous decade or so following somebody else's syllabus. That actually can be very comforting because you know what you have to do at each level in order to get to the next level. Where I sometimes find that holding people back is when you allow that syllabus and everything being laid out on a path for you to allow you to fall into what I call pageant mode. That's when you're kind of always thinking, at any point I'm going to have to throw on a suit and travel around the country and stand in front of some distinguished scholars and convince them that I am worthy of being part of their crew. If you're always kind of about to go into, in the midst of, or coming out of pageant mode, you are always in that pick me mindset thinking, I need to convince people that they want to choose me. And so sometimes your choices can end up being based on other people's opinions and not necessarily based on what you value for yourself. Seeking clarity is really all about being honest with yourself about what you want and valuing your own opinion for yourself when you make choices. It's not based on what your parents want, what your partner wants, what your program director wants. And that's not to say that you don't take their opinions into consideration. It is to say that you need to value your opinion at least as much as theirs, if not more so. So ask yourself, what is it that I actually want? And do your best to refrain from putting the tag of, but that's not realistic on the end of it, because I see that happening a lot. And it's almost like a way to mitigate what you really want from your life. No, be honest with yourself about what you really want, because you don't really know what is possible, what could be realistic. I remember when I was in training, I had a co-resident who loved labor and delivery. She could kind of give or take the rest of the stuff. And I remember she said, I would love it if there was a job where all you did was manage labor and deliver babies. Fast forward to now, lo and behold, there's a job called the OB laborist, where you manage labor and deliver babies. All that to say, You don't know for sure what realistic is in the future. If 2020 has taught us anything, it's that we don't know what the future looks like. We don't know what realistic is going to be like a year from now. We don't know what realistic is going to be like a month from now. That being the case, I invite you to think about any area of your life where you're thinking, I maybe want to make some changes, some improvements, and think about what the improvement would look like for you. What is the experience you want to have in that area of your life where you want to make a change? Be clear, be honest, be specific. So that's it for seeking clarity. Again, if you missed the first video on seeing reality, please go back and watch that one. If you're thinking, I really want to know everything about all the 5 essential strengths and I don't want to wait for all the videos to come out, by all means, go over to essenceofstrength.com and fill out the subscription box there to request the Success with Satisfaction starter gifts. It includes a summary and explanation of the 5 essential strengths, in addition to some other complimentary resources. If you are enjoying the videos and want to hang with me here, I will see you at the next video, which will be discussing the essential strength of C's priorities. Until then, this is Dr. Jattu encouraging you to be as intentional about your sense of satisfaction as you have been about your success. Please stay safe and stay home.